Thanks for joining in to the 2 Cents Podcast, my podcast. I'm Nino. Thank the man upstairs for waking me up this morning. Please continue to click that like button and send them subscriptions and join. I appreciate you people. To the fans, the followers, and my listeners, thank you for supporting me. Thank you. The 2025 NBA Finals is finally here. After the Indiana Pacers knocked off the New York Knicks in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals in Indiana last night, 125-108, winning 4-2. The Indiana Pacers will face the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game format. The first to win 4 games, winner take all, to take home the 2025 Larry O'Brien Trophy, or raise the 2025 Larry O'Brien Trophy. The Oklahoma City Thunder will have home court advantage. That's why when people always say the best part of an NBA season or any kind of sports season is the playoffs, that's true. But you also have to be superb and great in the regular season so you can position yourself to have home court or home field advantage. So the Oklahoma City Thunder did that. Kudos to them. They had the best record in the NBA all year, and they had home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they will continue that home field advantage or that home court advantage in the NBA Finals by having a stellar regular season record. Game 1 is set to tip off Thursday night, June the 5th, 2025 in Oklahoma City. What I'm loving, people, about this finals is it is no major city market or big conglomerate in this finals. No New York, no Los Angeles, no Boston, no Chicago, no Miami, no Golden State, or things like this. It is basically 2 lower market cities. Indiana Pacers in Indiana and the Oklahoma City Thunder in OKC, Oklahoma City. I'm loving this because it is showing finally the parity that I think we all been asking for as fans. Let's just make it an even playing field sometimes. You know, that's all you got to say. They'll just make it an even playing field. It has been 25 years since the Indiana Pacers has made it to the NBA Finals. The last time the Indiana Pacers made it to the finals was the year 2000, when they was led by the great Reggie Miller, who unfortunately went against the Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant led Los Angeles Lakers team, in which Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers came up short, losing that 2000 NBA Finals 4-2. That's the last time Indiana has been to the finals. The time slot for these games from Oklahoma City to Indiana is 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 7:30 p.m. Central. So basically, the games are the same time, you know, Eastern Time Zone, Central Time Zone. So you don't have to worry about that. That's all great. Oklahoma City Thunder, this is their second final appearance. Their first was in 2012 when the young Kevin Durant, the young Russell Westbrook, and the young James Harden went up against then that LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh led Miami Heat team, in which the Miami Heat prevailed and beat the Oklahoma City Thunder and Kevin Durant. Now, I believe it was 4-1. I might be wrong, but it might be, but I think it was 4-1 because I think they ended up beating them in 5 games. Because remember, KD was young. I can remember it vividly because James Harden didn't even have the bird that he have now. And I believe, if my mind serves me right, James Harden was coming off the bench as a role player for the Oklahoma City Thunder then. He hadn't came into the James Harden that we all know and love yet. So, but I remember that 2012 series between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Miami Heat. The interesting thing about these two NBA finalists is they are great on the offensive side of the ball, and they are great on the defensive side of the ball. The Oklahoma City Thunder led the league in offensive ratio and scoring with 121 points a game. They could fill it up. But the Indiana Pacers also was in the top 10. They came in with an offensive ratio of, they were 7, and they scored 117 points a game. Now, while the Oklahoma City Thunder, this is the great thing about Oklahoma City Thunder, they scored more points than anybody, but yet they gave up lesser points than anybody. The Oklahoma City Thunders led the NBA in defensive ratio of giving up points with this allowing 105 points a game. And the Indiana Pacers were second in giving up points on defensive rating, or allowing 114 points per game. As I said, both of these teams, this is going to be a great matchup because both of them are in the top 10 offensively and defensively as far as ratio and as the numbers goes, as the analytics goes. The NBA right now, the odds makers, and it's fresh and early now, they have the Oklahoma City Thunder, a strong favorite, coming in at minus 750 to minus 800, where they have the Indiana Pacers as the underdog, minus 550 to 500. But I know that because look at the resume the Oklahoma City Thunder has put out this year. The preseason, two people was favored to make it to the finals. OKC was one of the mentioned, but it was OKC and Boston. And then look how they done with the best record in the league. So I know the odds makers are going to pick them. Plus they have home court advantage. But be wary. Beware of them Indiana Pacers, man. Beware of them Indiana Pacers. I'm telling you right now. That's crazy. Oklahoma City coach, this is his first time in the finals. Mark Dagneath. What the interesting thing about this, he will try to match wits and strategy going up against the great Rick Carlisle, the head coach of the Indiana Pacers. Rick Carlisle is a Hall of Famer. He also has won an NBA championship as a player with the Boston Celtics. And then you remember in 2011, Rick Carlisle won an NBA championship as a head coach with the Dallas Mavericks, with that Jason Kidd and Dirk Nowitzki led team knocked off LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. A great comeback. Remember when they were saying LeBron and them choked or whatever? But that was that 2011 championship. So, Coach Carlisle got some skins on his wall. Definitely he has that. There are multiple superstars on both sides of the team. With the Indiana Pacers, you have Tyrese Haliburton and Pascal Siakim. And with the Oklahoma City Thunder, of course, you have the great, this year's regular season MVP, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you also have Jalen Williams. Tyrese Haliburton of the Indiana Pacers is averaging 19 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds throughout the playoffs this year. Pascal Siakam is averaging 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists throughout the playoffs. Now, on the flip side, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, is averaging 31 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds in the playoffs. And Jalen Williams is averaging 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists for the Oklahoma City Thunder in the playoffs. Pascal Siakam last night picked up the Larry Bird Award. That's that's being the recipient or the winner of the Eastern Conference Finals Most Valuable Player or the MVP. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, when they knocked off and ended the Minnesota Timberwolves a couple of days ago, picked up the Irvin Magic Johnson Award as the Western Conference Most Valuable Player or MVP in the Western Conference Finals. Man, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is collecting them trophies, ain't he? He's trying to get that one big one, though. He's trying to get that one big one. The Oklahoma City Thunder is the youngest team in the league. They are young, sleek, fleet-footed. I call them the Thundercats. Against the Indiana Pacers, one of the most experienced teams as far as I see it. The Indiana Pacers front office did a great job of keeping the nucleus or the core together. Tyrese Haliburton, Pascal Siakim, and Myles Turner. They kept that core together. So see, you kind of see it, peeps, is you have the young versus kind of the semi-old. You know, you're going to have kind of like new kids on the block against the experienced. Though now one of these franchises has been to the finals in a long time. But I'm just saying, as we talking about, you basically have the youngest team in the league versus one of the more, not going to say older team, but, you know, just say a little bit, they are older than the Oklahoma City Thunder. And you can bet that. Both of these teams, what I love too, they are very exceptional in one thing. They are exceptional of going on the road and getting victories in the other team's backyard. Meaning they are great in winning at another team's place. That's why I say this playoffs is going to be good. Basically, this finals, I'm sorry, is going to be great. The finals, I believe, going to be great. But this whole playoff, you have had a lot of road teams winning. A lot of road teams winning. And I love that for the NBA. Because remember, everybody used to lay their hat on. Everybody used to bank on. All I have to do is take care of business home, and everything else, you know, with this, you know, it will materialize. It will just happen. But see, now with these teams structured, built, and have the confidence to go on the road and pick up victories, you know, no lead, games or whatever, no lead is safe. You know, you get up 2-0, you think it's over, but you can go to you can lose 2 games and on your home court, but then you can go to their home court and win 2 games. It's crazy how that is. It really is. It is crazy how that is. Now, they both have very, very talented and great support systems. And what I mean about that, both of their benches. The Indiana Pacers bench has Obi Toppin, Aaron Naismith, Benedict Mathurin, and T.J. McConnell. But I'm going to have to give the nod to OKC and they bench. Because they have Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe, and Casey Wallace. And they have just been ridiculous playing in the playoffs. Indiana bench isn't bad either. But man, it's like really, you look at OKC, they are 9 deep. Because we all know Alex Caruso can start. We know when he played with the Lakers. But Isaiah Joe and Casey Wallace, hey man, they can fill it up too. They can put that ball in that hole too. Hey man, it's going to be a good playoffs, I believe. If I had to pick right now, and it's still early, I'm going to kind of marinate a little bit on it through the week because it's still early. But if I had to pick right now, I'm going to take OKC in 6. I'm going to take him in 6. A 7 game would be very sexy and attractive. But I'm going to take OKC in 6 because I just think they do. But people, fair warning, please don't sleep on Tyrese Haliburton Pascal Siakim, Myles Turner, and them cardiac Indiana Pacers. The NBA 2025 Finals is set and ready to go. 2 cents. This is my podcast.